Potion Permit on the PlayStation 4. This is the patched version 1.04, downloaded, what was it? June of 2023. I played about I played about 8.5 hours of this game with the unpatched version that was included on the disc. The game called it an alpha. So basically they took an early access version of this Indonesian game here, which I did not know was Indonesian, which included about 21% of the... I got through about 21% of the content already, really? But the idea is that this Indonesian game was released in early access form on a PlayStation 4 disc. I downloaded the patch recently and I put an hour and a half into it to get to the point where I can take a look at how the game plays from the beginning. There are some quality of life improvements here. So far, I haven't noticed anything major in terms of aids, in terms of making the grind of the game a bit easier early on. But there are a couple of things I'm gonna make a note of later, like this fishing spot right here in the first game, the fishing in the original version of the game, version 1.0 on the disc. The fishing spots were not marked. Now they are. They're ranked based on the experience level that's required to fish there. For instance, you can fish here as soon as you get a fishing rod and a worm. You can't use the rank 2 fishing spot until you get an advanced fishing pole and a level 2 worm. You need a level 2 pole and a level 2 worm. Same here for this level 3 fishing spot. You need a level 3 fishing rod and a level 3 worm. I haven't fished yet in this patched version of the game. I want to say there are a couple more things. Yeah, right around here in the unpatched version of the game, this landslide right here had a marker called localization error, which wasn't very informative. So at least I guess that got fixed. There were also some bugs when you were wandering around this part of the map. You can wander through the map when you shouldn't be able to. I did a video where I did that. I was able to wander around. I was able to wander out of bounds. I should not have been able to. And there were a couple of things like bears would be walking on water right around here. They'd be walking on water, that kind of thing. But I think there were a few other issues that I noticed that got fixed. As I see them, I'll point them out. A couple of other things I should probably mention. Anything else here as of note? The game still doesn't tell you how many materials you have, which is kind of annoying. But I'll point out a few more things I noticed since the patch was installed. But again, the patch does not include stuff the patch does not include stuff on the disc. So if you got the disc version, you're not going to see some of these improvements, just so you know. A couple of things I should mention here. What else was mentioned, obviously? I want to say some of the permitted ingredients. There were a couple of bugs in the original version of the game, version 1.0. Some items had limited the number of ingredients that were permitted. On this screen, every ingredient would be permitted. But then you would go here to the puzzle screen, and a couple of the ingredients would be blacked out or they'd be crossed out because you weren't allowed to use them. Right there on the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. It's not in effect now, but if I get to a recipe that requires it, it'll let you know. A couple of other things I should mention. There's a recipe button at the bottom of the screen here where you see the plus. There's a square button right there on the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. So it's a bit more obvious if you have a recipe for an item now. So that helps. I guess I'll make that more clear later, but yeah, I think the recipes are a bit more obvious in terms of the interface here on the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. So it's a bit more obvious now. I'll point out a few more things. Maybe I'll actually add some production value to these videos and edit them so I can show you what I had in the original game compared to now. We'll get around to that, I suppose. Oh yeah, stuff like this. The bulletin board appears right off the bat here on the map screen. I'll teleport over here. The game also tells you if there's any bulletins here. Okay. Some of the bulletin boards will say unavailable, so that you know right off the bat there's nothing you can do right now. Where are my quests? So the game will tell you if there's nothing available on a bulletin board. Sometimes. So I guess I'll show you that later. So instead of having to read the bulletin board to find out there's nothing on there, they'll tell you there's nothing on there. That's helpful. So I'm gonna give him props for that, I suppose. I don't know if I've noticed anything that's really obvious here that's improved. Yeah, I think you can change the text size, so that's useful. I want to say the music volumes has been modified so that it's easier to hear now than it was in the past. So I think they modified the volume levels a bit. Yeah, I still need that fishing net. In the landslide area over here, you need like what? 100 some. Yeah, the Ire landslide. Again, this used to say localization error here, but now they actually fixed it. I think I'm gonna need a couple $100 more to clear that out. So we'll take care of that later. I guess I can still farm. So let's farm. Let's harvest a bit. No fast travel points over here. Yeah, I guess if nothing else, I can show you the values for opening up this landslide. I haven't unlocked any of the fast travel points. There's no quick way for me to get here. I want to say I've gotten everything except for the wood. I think I need to chop down some more trees. But I think I have more than enough stone to open up this landslide. Here it is. So I need more stone. I need twice as much money. So I'll check my earlier video to see what the values were. And by the way, the game's still not paused. So that's not great. So let's chop down some more wood. So I'm going to need like, what, 200 pieces of wood? Sap's easy to collect, and that's not going to be a problem. So I need 225 wood. Okay, that's fine. That's easy enough. And it can come from any of these trees, so we'll be fine. This will just be handy for my recipes. And of course we can crack open the rocks. Yeah, the music was a lot more muted in the original game than it is now with the patch. So I guess they fixed the volume levels a bit, so that's good. Music so far in this game is fine. It's a lot. Let's put it this way. I like it way more than Animal Crossing, so I'll put it that way. I'm always gonna throw shade on Animal Crossing. I mean, it's cozy, but it's just incredible. To me, it's just incredibly simplistic. I guess I prefer the gameplay loop in here. I can hit both trees if I time this correctly. Ah, careful. That's a honey paw. Got him. I like being able to get both trees at with one swing. That's always nice. Conserve stamina. Okay, we're gonna need one more tree, I think. And go this way. Get me. Bastard. Get over here, Yogi. Hey, boo-boo. So which gummy bear do you think that was? You know what's weird? I love gummy bears, but I don't remember the names of any of the characters. I need to watch that show again. I'm pretty sure I have it on DVD around here somewhere. I haven't seen that show in a minute. Shout out to Doug Hutchison, probably the best writer on staff, and that show had some great writers on staff. Definitely had Mark Zaslov working on that show. Richard Mueller, Richard Mueller? I think it's Mueller. You know, from the Real Ghostbusters and X-Men. I think he wrote for the yeah, he wrote an Extreme Ghostbusters episode too, with the overgrown plant. I want to say Mueller's a Coast Guard. He's a World War II. He's a World War II junkie, and I believe he was a Coast Guard vet. I'll have to double check. I'll ask him. He did a lot of work with the Lee Walds and the Edens brothers back when they were working on Exo Squad and Wing Commander Academy. Because like I said, they were doing war stories, so you got to have a guy like that on staff. He's a World War II nerd. I think he used to do some war games. I forget. I'll ask him because I want to say he did some war gaming, like you know, like hardcore, like like graph paper on graph paper, moving ships around kind of wargaming, you know. I don't know. I don't know if he did like the real thing, but I think he does like, you know, nerd gaming. You know, nerds who actually play board games, that kind of thing. Moonberry Town Square. Where do I want to go? I need way more money, so I can't sell any of this crap. Oh yeah, one major improvement I'll show you. We're gonna go to the town hall first. I should mention that the prices of all the food in the Lazy Tavern have gone way down. Well, I think I want to say it's not open. Let me check. It is open. Yeah, this food is way less expensive. This used to cost like $150 and it barely gave you any stamina. Now this stuff is stupid cheap. So you can definitely stay awake for longer and do way more harvesting now than you could before. Because in the previous game, in version 1.0, you'd have to spend a whole bunch of money. Like I said, like you have to spend 5 times as much just to get like an apple juice that would barely allow you to swing your axe 4 more times if you ran out of stamina. But now this stuff is a lot cheaper, and that's good. So now you can keep your stamina up at a much lower cost. Dean. I already spoke to him. That's right, I think I spoke to him before I reset my video. Before I started recording commentary. Don't tell Derek. Don't tell Derek what I just told you right in earshot. I guess he was whispering it. You know, video games do this sometimes. Like, NPCs will say something about a person who's literally sitting right next to them, as if they're not there. That, to me, again, that's not a deal breaker, but it's the kind of thing video games still do. I think they fixed the scrolling, because there was a lot of hitching in version 1.0, and I think it's way less jerky now. So I'm not going to say it's a solid 30, but they really cleaned up the scrolling. It was really annoying. But yeah, I think they cleaned it up. Because yeah, the frame rates were really bad. Like, it was probably like 24 to 25 frames a second when I was playing on the version 1.0. And there were several occasions where I would go to sleep, and then after I woke up, the frame rate would absolutely tank. Like, it would drop to like 5 or 6 frames a second. And I recorded that in several of my videos. I guess they fixed that, I don't know, but there were times where I had to close the game out, like completely close it out and then restart it. And that fixed the problem, but that sounds like a memory leak problem. That sounds like the kind of thing where or they run out of memory at some point, the performance just tanks, so you have to reload everything to memory. I don't know how it works. Like I said, props to Indonesia. I played Ghost Parade on this channel 4 or 5 years ago. It was one of my Halloween games. It was not a good game. It was like a bog standard platformer. But this thing feels like a real game, like a real cozy game. The complaints apparently were related to the game's difficulty, which is basically non-existent, let's be honest. But unlike a game like Pokemon or the Pokemon games I've played, like, let me put it this way, I played Pokemon Shield, I played Animal Crossing, my complaint was that it's too simplistic. There's nothing here. There's no mechanic that I can chase after that seems to be in any way rewarding. It just feels like a bunch of busy work. It's like there are chores where you can get better at them, and there are chores that are literally like pounding nails, using hammers to pound nails into wood. That's the kind of chores. Those are the kinds of chores Animal Crossing makes you do. Like, there seems to be very few ways to actually optimize anything in that game. Whereas in this game, there are some optimization puzzles in terms of when you're creating the potions. When you're creating the potions, there is some strategy to that, in no sense. Because you're trying to find efficient ways to create recipes. You have to figure out which items give you which creatures drop the most useful materials for the recipes you want, that kind of thing. It's not deep. I deliver honey to the delivery box. This is why I started the new video. Get animal feces? Okay, when I wasn't recording commentary, there were trash bags near the fishing pier, the level 1 fishing pier, and I guess it was the same quest. You had to get 3 bags full of crap. Trash, but not trash this time, just animal waste. Yeah, volunteer to clean up waste. So, but it's the same mission. Deliver honey and deliver white meat. I have to fish for that. I forgot to accept this stuff. So we'll take all of that. Get available. So again, this is just unavailable. So I don't even have to worry about that. And I'll deliver this crap after they close. So I'll talk to these guys. There's Dev. Oh wait, I gotta talk to him again. So once I talk to him with the ellipsis option here, then my relationship meter will go up like that. And then I can just leave. And I want to talk to the mayor too. It's not going to matter that much, I don't think, but we'll talk to the mayor. It's not really a bad idea to talk to the mayor because sometimes you'll actually you'll trigger a narrative event. I think that was definitely the case in version 1.0. If you talk to the mayor, it'll usually trigger an event, like some story quest or something. Okay, so now I can leave this place. So right here, I have honey. Remember, I killed those bears earlier, so most of them drop honey. Not all the time, but they drop it pretty often. You gotta fish for the white meat. Wink, wink. I gotta go around. Crap. Here we go. Not too bad. Oh yeah, there she is. That's his daughter, right? Yep, Rue McClanahan. Today's so boring. Thanks for talking to me on this boring day, I guess. I don't have any... Yeah, I don't have any, yeah, I don't have a fishing rod, so okay. So you know what that means. I already spoke to her, right? Yeah, I did. Okay, so we're gonna go to church. We're gonna get churched. What day is it? It's not Wednesday, is it? It's closed on Wednesdays for Bible study. So we're open today on Saturday. Cuckoo! System on blast. I've just passed. It's Saturday. Didn't I see you in Fire Force? Oh yeah, my character's name is Shuri, because duh, Wakanda forever. So I can bust these grapes. You know the type. Loud as a motorbike. Wouldn't bust a grape in a fruit fight. I, on the other hand, will be grinding 10 grapes. This is a bit harder than... I think the timer is a bit shorter than it was earlier. But I'm still going to complete it pretty easily. Yeah. Easy. Apparently there was a couple of Reddit posts when this game originally came out on the Switch, and they said, yeah, the performance is really bad on the Switch. Like some of the timing on the mini games, like some of the timing on the rhythm-based mini games could be thrown off because of how bad the performance was, and that's saying something. Hey, it's Tony Russo, one of the Russo brothers. So did they direct any movies after Avengers Endgame, now that I think about it? Mr. Kipps is lit. That voodoo doll, huh? I'm supposed to be going to the, well, I can't go to the town center. But, oh my god, I catch that fish. What's her name doing over here? There she is. Well, no. That's not a story mission, it's just a random NPC conversational element. I am curious, again, as usual, I'm always curious what kinds of games can be remade in RPG Maker. Because I mean, I have RPG Maker. And so, games like this are just a bunch of narrative triggers. The combat is not turn-based, of course, but you don't need combat. There's an argument to be made that you shouldn't, like, have to wander around gathering random stuff. I think it closed. Shop closed. Like, yeah, shop just closed. So I can't buy any more worms. Just missed it. Again, I'm not terribly worried about it. Because I don't even have a fishing pole, so there's no reason for me to worry about it. But I will have to go to the police station. Actually, let's just go there now. Farmhouse cleaning. Is it open still? Oh yeah, the animal feces. I totally forgot about the... I know it sounds weird. I totally forgot about the crap. There it is. It's around here somewhere. When I had to do that trash bag quest, all the trash bags were all in the same area. Yeah, you have to drop 2 more pieces of crap for me to pick up. There it is. It's literally a fetch quest. It's a fetch quest for feces. Won't see that in Animal Crossing. Now, it was in that my riding stables. Yeah, it was in that riding stables game I played on this channel. You had to muck the barn, remember? I still don't know why that video was so popular. I guess people were just doing a random search on, you know, Switch games for kids. Done. So do I have to put the feces anywhere in particular, or was I just supposed to collect it? Yeah, I think that was the whole deal. Because the first time I played this game without recording the commentary, there were a bunch of trash bags here in the park. You just picked. They were all together in a cluster. So it was the easiest money I ever made. So we're done with that. So now we need to eat white meat, but again, no worms. I don't have a fishing pole yet. I didn't trigger the fishing pole quest. Later, obviously, but not now. So we'll go see the cops, do a quickie mission there, then farm for some more money. I need like $2,000, I think. I'm making progress, and that's what counts. Guess I don't need to wash my hands after collecting all that feces. No news. No news is good news. Yeah. Guess I'll just stay on patrol, I guess. Already spoke to him. Okay, let's do this thing. Give me that loot. Then they'll shut the place down once I'm done, obviously. Whoops. Again, the game doesn't really punish you. Even with this patch version, it doesn't really punish you. Stardew Valley is still a better game, I think it's fair to say. But they're still busy working this game, but it's not as satisfying as, like, you know, laying out your farm and, like, optimizing your plots of land, you know what I mean? So you don't really have that, you don't really get that thrill, to the extent that there is a thrill in a game like that. But yeah, most of the game's about finding the most efficient way to do stuff. Like the most efficient way to make money, and the most efficient way to lay stuff out, the quickest way to get water sprinklers, that kind of thing. Making time so you can go spelunking and get some real loot, that kind of thing. Like, I wasn't really worried about making furniture. I was more interested in, like, making water sprinklers. Because it was in your interest to, it was in your interest to find more efficient ways to maintain your farm, so that you can do other things than just going through the tedious process of watering everything every morning in that game. So that was always a problem. So we're gonna get some more loot. I think we have enough wood now from the trees. We'll probably grab some more just in case. What we definitely need more than anything else is money. And I haven't unlocked the, I have not unlocked the mailbox yet. Okay, so I need about 70 more bucks. Alright, so we'll chop down a couple more trees. But again, I can't sell anything yet, so I'm just hoarding everything until I do sell it. Because if you hoard ingredients, you can make potions, and those can be sold all the time. So in that sense, you are making money in this game. Hold on. Yeah, I could have whacked the rock and the slime simultaneously. Oh well. So we need to chop down one more tree, people. Come on. Shouldn't be that hard. But again, I do need 70 more bucks. So, I mean, no matter what, I'm gonna need that. If there were more trees around here. And there's your bone mask. That's going to be a problem. I'll just chop down one of these trees. That'll put me over the top. We're good? Give me that sap. No sap. Okay, I'm over the top. So now I need 70 more bucks and we're good. Yeah, I love the arc on this thing, by the way. Yeah, I believe that if this game sold well enough, a sequel could really be good. But I think the basic gameplay loop needs to be kind of refined a bit more so that there's more to do. And that there are some optional challenges that would be worth it. But we'll come back and play more of this game later. I need to fish for this. I'm not going to be able to do it. I should not have taken that quest.